your knees, the other knee up, both your knees. And what he's going to do is he's going to contract his glutes and his hamstrings. He's going to bridge up to where he's on a level plane. So he's going to use his glutes and his hamstrings. He's just going to go ahead and bridge up a little bit higher. Stop right there. And throughout all these exercises, common errors are when people arch their back. I don't want him to I want him to keep his normal lordotic curve in his back, a slight curve that's always present there. And he can help facilitate that by drawing in his abs, like his belly button into the spine, and making his core strong. Now, I know core is a word a lot of people use. You know, we're not apples. The different muscles can be the core muscles at different times, but here we activate the abdominals by having him draw his belly button into the spine, make him nice and solid, and he comes back down. Okay, that would be one repetition. And for these being a light intensity, prehab type of workout, you know, you'd be doing anywhere from more than 12 reps and up to as many as 25 repetitions. So go ahead and do a few repetitions. And back down. And back up. Nice and controlled like this, and back down for the glutes and hamstrings. Now, obviously, over time, you know, depending on where you're starting, you know, for a beginner, this might be pretty challenging. For a superior athlete like Ron here, this is going to be really easy. So we can make it more difficult by doing a few things. You can make it less stable by, say, he puts his arms straight up in the air, both arms in the air. Now he's less stable, and he's got to work a little bit harder. So we can go ahead and contract his glutes and hamstrings and back down. Makes it a little bit more challenging. What else do you think I could do to make it a little bit more difficult? So I can have him go ahead and put your arms down. Let's have him just do one leg at a time. So you can go ahead and bridge up, and then back down, and then bridge up, and back down. Good. Then we can make it even less stable, still using the same group of muscles, the glutes and the hamstrings, and I can have him put his feet on the ball, feet flat on the ball. So bend your knees, and put your whole foot on the ball. There we go. Good. And then what you can do is push on the ball and do the same thing. Go ahead and bridge up and back down. See how it's a lot less stable now. It gets more advanced. So even without having weights or having to go to a gym, just using a physio ball, you can make this exercise a little bit more challenging. If he wants to emphasize more of the hamstrings, we can have his heels on the ball, like this, and straight knees. And what I'm asking him to do is, you want to ask him to bridge up and hold it. And he's going to flex his knees and roll the ball towards himself. There you go, back. And now this is just like a leg curl. And I think that since he's such a superior athlete, and this is fixed, you know, he's so good, I knew I was going to choose him to come up here. I'm going to have him do one leg at a time. Go ahead and try one leg. All right, that's good. Now he's showing off. Good job. Good job. One other exercise that we do sometimes. Oh, you're not out of it yet. You got the applause, but you're not out of it. Good mornings or Romanian deadlifts are also for the glutes and hamstrings, and now we're incorporating the lower back. What you can do is use a light weight like a medicine ball, and he just goes straight down towards his toes, straight back up again. Now, the biggest error that you'll see here, and I'm going to talk about common errors with strength training, because a lot of people can get hurt by doing these exercises wrong. And when I make comments about some of these things, you'll probably go into a gym anywhere around, and you'll be able to find people making these common errors. But when you go down, you have to make sure that you keep your lordotic curve maintained in your back, this natural curve here. What you don't want to see is any rounding of that, like this. And how many times in a gym, those of you that frequent gyms, you'll see people do this all the time. Their back will arch and then come back up. To correct that, it's very simple. You just think to put your butt and your chest out. So by putting your hips back and your chest out, it keeps your lordotic curve in the proper alignment. And then when you go down too far, like if you have tight hamstrings and you're not very flexible, what will happen is as you come down, your hamstrings will tighten up because they'll sense an unnatural stretch, and they'll pull your pelvis in, and that'll start to round your back. So not everybody can go all the way down. In fact, you'll see as I go down, there's a point where I'm going to have to stop right about there because I lose that curve in my back and I have to come back up. So I have to learn that range of motion. And then once I've learned the range of motion, I can use the ball, keep it close to my chest and go down, come right back up. Then I can make it a little more advanced. This is, go ahead and put your arms out and forward. Call these Supermans. What he's going to do to incorporate his erector spine is I'm going to have him raise his right arm and his left leg at the same time and hold it. And that contralateral movement there will help recruit the erector spinae muscles. And as he lowers them back down, then he can switch sides. And then back down. And then switch. Okay? And again, about 25 repetitions of this. And it doesn't look like much, but that little bit of movement there can help really incorporate the right spine in. Now, where this is done inaccurately is you never want to see him raise, go ahead and relax, good job. You never want to see him raise the right arm and the right leg at the same time, because that causes a lot of stress in the lower back and causes some impingement down here in the spine. So we want to make sure he stays contralateral. Now I can make it more challenging by having him go into a push-up position, just like this. Actually, it's not progressed to there yet. Let's just have all fours like this. Okay, and then you can raise your right arm and your left leg from that position. Draw your belly button in tight. That's very good. Good. Nice and solid there. And the switch. Okay, good. And switch. And then if you want to try it, the next progression will be in a push-up position, just like this. Because everybody that comes up here, I'm going to just gradually take it a little bit harder. Look, so then it would be right arm, left leg. All right, no, it's good. And then switch. All right, so you can see how you can progress, and then you can actually put the ball under you right there, give you some assistance to try the same thing. Knees up, right arm, left leg. Good, and switch. Okay, excellent. Now what we're going to do is use the ball. Okay, yeah, you can clap for him. With the ball, we can add some more exercise to get a little more advanced, where you just, now you're going to do back extensions. You put basically your pelvis into the physio ball, you put your hands behind your head, and then you curl into the ball all the way, and then just come up to where you're straight. And curl into the ball, come up to where you're straight. Where the error is going to be is if people go all the way back and hyperextend their back. Remember, you want to maintain the normal curvature of the spine. And then you can do reverse back extensions, where you take your legs from the ground and back up just to where they're straight with your body, and you maintain your natural curvature of your spine. Okay? The way I can make sure that she accomplishes that is I can put my hand under her lower back. She's going to press it down on the floor. So press your back into my hand. Good. And then you can go ahead and cross your hands across your chest there. And as you press your back into the floor, nice and solid, you're going to gradually bring your sternum up towards the ceiling and back down. Good. You can actually lace your hands behind your head and support the weight of your head. Just don't pull up on it. And I can assure that you don't pull up on it by keeping your elbows out. Your chin up to the sky. That's good. That's great. She's doing perfect. Back stance. But the reason this is becoming more difficult than an average abdominal curl is because her back is flat and pressed against the floor. If her back came up like it does for a lot of people, it wouldn't be as challenging. But she's doing a good job. You want to make sure you keep like an imaginary apple between your chin and your chest right here. Right there like that, so you're not going to crush that apple and pull up on your neck. That's good. So now I can make it more challenging on you.
Oh, thank you.
One thing I can do is just make the lever, that she's pulling upward longer. And it's right now it's just from her hip to her head. If she puts her hands out like that, now it's going to be a longer lever, and it's going to be a little bit harder to pull it up. And she's going to have to use more resistance and more strength. It's more resistance, so you have to use more strength in her abdominals. So go ahead and press your back into the floor and come up. No, it was pretty good, but let's keep your arms right there in line with your ears. Perfect. And then just come up about to there and back down. That's perfect. Back flat.
At least I'm doing my workout.
You just come part. Yeah, there you go. I can make that a little more challenging. I can give you a ball, put it in your hand.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a target. So I want you to come up to about right here. Good, and back down.
God, it's
Excellent.
hard keeping your back down.
And now come up over here. Use the obliques a little bit. Okay. All right, excellent. That's good. And keeping as you said, keeping the lower back flat is what makes that a lot more difficult. That's a good job. Why don't we try one more? Why don't you have a seat on the ball? Will you look towards the ceiling? Let's come back a little bit. There we go. And come straight up. Okay, now see how she's doing that? She's maintaining a flat back. The ball is kind of forcing her to do that. She's keeping her chin off her chest, and she's coming straight up to the ceiling. And if she wanted to progress a little bit more, to make it a little bit more difficult, since you're such an athlete here. First time on the physio ball, and she's doing great. When you keep your elbows a little bit closer to your body, just like that. I can add a little bit of resistance as she comes up. Go ahead and come up to the ceiling. So I can just add a little bit of resistance with a band, and that makes it just a little bit more challenging. All right, good job.